Disclaimer, under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Welcome to True Realism TV. Here to destroy all idols and remove the veil surrounding deception. Please subscribe to the channel and give a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. Viewer discretion is advised. Some topics may upset you and make you want to scream, cry, punch, or break things.
Turn me up, AV.
What up, gang? We back, standing up in their chest with another one. And this time, we gotta take a detailed analysis on the passing away of Rich Homie Quan. For those of you that been living under a rock, reports started coming in on September the 5th, 2024, that Rich Homie Quan was found unresponsive on his couch inside his Atlanta mansion from what would seem to be an apparent overdose at the age of 33, or should I say 34. You see, soon as this news broke, it seems like the mainstream media was having problems and conflicts in deciding how old Rich Homie Quan was at the time of his passing. Initial reports would say that Rich Homie Quan was 34, and then they came out and changed it to 33. Even the girlfriend that was there at the time on the phone with the 911 operator, she said that he was 34. Check out this clip of the audio, that way you can hear for yourself.
Yeah, I'm sending the paramedics to help you now. Stay on the line and I'll tell you exactly what to do next.
Okay.
I need to know about how old he is.
He's 34.
Crazy, right? So instantly, the conspiracy theorists like myself would instantly start doing the Birdman hand rub, realizing we might got us one. Because anytime they blatantly change a celebrity's age to 33 when they pass away, it's always signs of a Freemasonic ritual and a blood sacrifice. On top of Rich Homie Quan passing away a day after being mentioned in the YSL RICO case. All these strange occurrences around the passing away of Rich Homie Quan was more than enough to make people start digging and trying to see what's really going on. So after doing the research and breaking down the numbers to the Gematria, this thing is starting to smell real fishy. I'm talking about this thing reeks of foul play. This some nasty work right here, gang. If you take Rich Homie Quan's real name, DeQuantez Devontae Lamar, tell me why that thing instantly syncs up with blood sacrifice. Things about to get even more bizarre because Rich Homie Quan syncs up with Pimp C. And you know they said Pimp C died the same way as Rich Homie Quan. They said that Pimp C passed away in his sleep from an overdose. Said that Pimp C passed away from drinking too much lean. Come to find out, years later, Pimp C was poisoned. They poisoned Pimp C. But at first, they tried to make it seem like Pimp C was just some strung out dude that didn't know how to control his drug habit, and it just got the best of him. But in reality, they slipped some cyanide in the man's drink, and Pimp C never woke up again. All behind a hater named Buddy, who was trying to do a hostile takeover over UGK Records. He wanted to seize control over UGK Records just because he had fronted Pimp C some money to help keep the label going. So in his mind, he thought that gave him the right to take total ownership over UGK. And Pimp C wasn't going for it. Neither was his mother, who was the manager for UGK. So the little hater named Buddy, he did what he had to do to get Pimp C out the way. Cold work, nasty work. You see, it's very questionable to me. Anytime they say that a celebrity or artist died from an overdose, it's always a red flag thrown up in the air with me, because the music industry been taking out their artists and blaming it on overdose since the beginning of time. That's their number one go-to, the overdose rap, because it's so easy to cover up. And especially if an artist or entertainer is known for taking substances, they know the people ain't gonna question it. And they could easily take that artist out and take control over their catalog and get that insurance money that they have on these artists, and they about to cash in all the way to the bank. You see, they normally like to take an artist out at the very beginning of their career, like a Jimi Hendrix, Kurt Cobain, Nipsey Hussle, or King Von, Mo 3, etc. You see, if they take you out early, at the height of your success, you'll be considered a legend that passed away too soon. And your catalog is always gonna be worth money. Always. It's never a decline too much when they take you out early. Or they like to wait to the end of your career. When they don't think they can bleed no more money out of you, then they come in and take you out. Just like they did Prince and Michael Jackson. Ironically, they said the same thing about Prince and Michael Jackson, that they passed away from ODing. Y'all starting to see a pattern here, right? You see the writing is written on the wall, clear as day. That's why some of these artists have gotten smarter. That's why people wonder why artists like Future started to sell their catalog. Everybody wonder why Future sold his catalog. Future sold that catalog because he don't want to get blood sacrificed for that catalog. So it would be better to sell the catalog now versus getting sacrificed for it later. You see, music catalog sacrifices are a very real thing. And the crazy thing about music catalog sacrifice, that syncs right up with Poison and Hitman. You see, there's no way that every artist passes away from overdose or gun violence. There's no way. And these people have got so cold with it, with the younger generation, with this new thing called drill rap. They don't even have to send in a hitman no more. They just make you promote this extra violent music. And they only sign these rappers that's gang affiliated and already entangled in heavy street beefs. All they gotta do is drop you a little bag of money, give you your slave chain, and let you go out there and sacrifice yourself. See, it's less work for them, and they can keep their hands all the way clean and just operate behind the scenes. doing their dark magic and ushering you right into the grave. But we gotta ask ourselves a serious question. Who would have benefited the most by the passing away of Rich Homie Quan? Let's take a look. Disclaimer: everything I say after this point is allegedly. It don't have to be true. I'm just a dumb vlogger that don't know what he talking about. And this is all for clout and views. Now, gang, we gotta take a look at Think It's a Game Records. We gotta take a look at the CEO of TIG, or Think It's a Game Records, Garvon Henry. The strange thing about Mr. Garvon Henry is Garvon syncs up with Type of Way and Satan. We know that Type of Way was Rich Homie Quan's first hit record that popped off his career. But what we don't know is, why does Mr. Garvon sync up with Satan? Like, what kind of deal did Rich Homie Quan get himself into? Like, did this man make a deal with the devil and didn't even know he was making a deal with the devil? Or did he know he was making a deal with the devil? Another strange thing about Garvon is Garvon syncs up with Kenneth Copeland. Everybody should know who Kenneth Copeland is. That's YSL Woody, the same person that mentioned Rich Homie Quan's name in the YSL Rico case, and the next day, Rich Homie Quan passed away, allegedly from an overdose.
Did Thug have an issue with Rich Homie Quan bringing members of If Gang to his apartment?
Thug, did you have an issue with Rich Homie?
I'm asking you for what you told the police. Do you recall talking about the shooting?
You see, allegedly, they was going to force Rich Homie Quan to come in and testify about his beef with Young Thug and the shooting that took place at Rich Homie Quan's daddy's barbershop. You see, the timing of everything is very strange and peculiar. But let's look back at TIG, because I ain't done. What I want to do is examine this photo. Let's look at the symbology in this photo. Tell me why YFN Lucci and Rich Homie Quan got on TIG prison jumpsuits. Everybody got on the jumpsuit except Mr. Garvon. So YFN Lucci and Rich Homie got on these TIG prison jumpsuits. Symbolically, to me, this represents being prisoners to the label. And Rich Homie Quan was trying to get out of his deal with the label. That's why his jumpsuit is halfway on and halfway off. Symbolically, YFN Lucci is a prisoner to the label. He is actually in prison right now behind everything that happened between the beef with YFN and YSL. That's crazy, right? And we do know that Rich Homie Quan was trying to get out of his deal with TIG because Rich Homie Quan had to sue TIG for unpaid royalties, and Mr. Garvon filed a counter lawsuit against Rich Homie Quan, basically saying that he didn't owe Rich Homie Quan anything. But they end up settling out of court. But the thing is, Rich Homie Quan was never going to be fully let out of his contract with TIG. You see, basically, these guys be stuck in lifetime deals, lifetime contract type of situations. The same way with Birdman and Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne could never get out of his contract with Cash Money. It's a lifetime deal type of situation that he could never get out of. And you see what happened when he tried to get out of it. Birdman tried to get Lil Wayne off. So they will allow you to make your own label, but you will forever be a underprint of the main label, which you can never get out of. So the only thing you could do is start your own label and sign you some slaves. That way you can make more money, but you will forever be a underprint of the main label. It's a blood in, blood out type of situation. And the only way out is, you know what, that's the only way you getting out of that contract. So what I want to do now is read off a statement that Garvon Fly Henry gave about the situation between him and Rich Homie Quan. And this is what he had to say. So this is a statement from TIG CEO Garvon Henry. They called him Fly. He said, "I'm going to keep it short and sweet. We are family. We started together and we are going to finish together. It's been a long ride, but get ready for greatness." So basically, in his own words, he's letting you know that we started together and we gonna finish together. Meaning you ain't getting out of no contract. You know, I don't care what you do, what you say, we locked in for life. It's for well. Crazy, right? But what's even more crazy, if you break down parts of his statement, he said, we are family. The crazy thing about we are family syncs up with Rico's Sacrifice. And he also said that they started together and that they was gonna finish together. Finish together syncs up with Brian Baby Williams and Garvon. We all know how Brian Baby Williams get down, aka Birdman. We all know how he get down. We got documented proof of the failed attempted sacrifice of Lil Wayne for him trying to lead a label. So we know how he get down. And also, Baby is tied to Rich Homie Quan's career because one of Rich Homie Quan's biggest songs with him and Young Thug, Lifestyle, was released under Cash Money Rich Gang. So it's a lot of people in place set up to eat and feast off of Rich Homie Quan if anything happened. But let's take a look at his family. Let's take a look at Rich Homie Quan's brother and his girlfriend. The two people that we know was in that house at the time when Rich Homie Quan allegedly overdosed. Let's take a look at the incident report released. It says the Atlanta Police Department shared an incident report that gives the accounts of Rich Homie Quan's girlfriend and brother, the last people to see the rapper alive on September the 5th, the day he died. Rich Homie Quan's brother, Andre Mumford, reportedly told police that Mumford woke up around 3 a.m. and saw the rapper asleep on the floor by the kitchen with food in his mouth. His brother told the officer that the scene was very unusual, and he picked Quan up off the floor and put him on the couch. Very unusual. Very interesting choice of words. I want to know what was so unusual about it. What was so unusual? But we're going to get back to that. The report goes on to say that Quan's girlfriend, Amber Williams, also gave an account to the police. She woke up at 6:45 a.m. to take the kids to school and saw Quan on the couch. When she returned, Quan was still on the couch, and she went to their room and went back to bed. Around 11 a.m., she woke up to find Quan still on the couch. When she went to check on him, she noticed his body was cold and he was not breathing, and she immediately called 911. Okay, let's get at Rich Homie Quan's brother, Andre Munford. I don't know what's going on with Mr. Andre Munford, but some just don't seem quite right. So Mr. Munford say he woke up at 3 a.m. Ironically, 3 a.m. is prime witching hours. 3 a.m. is when the witches do all their little magic spells and do all that type of activity at 3 a.m. Nonetheless, Mr. Munford say he woke up at 3 a.m. He say he found Quan passed out on the floor by the kitchen with food in his mouth. So he picks up Quan and puts him on the couch. And he goes on about his way. Wherever he went, whatever he did, we don't know. He just say he put him on the couch and he left him there. I don't really know about all that, because if I see someone I love passed out on the floor with food in their mouth, the first thing I'm gonna be thinking is that they might have choked to death. So I'm gonna actually make sure that my loved one is actually breathing. Then I'm gonna try to get the food out their mouth. But anyway, Mr. Munford said he put Quan on the couch and then he left. Man, the crazy thing about Mr. Andre Munford syncs up with Sleep on the Couch, Hitman, and Birdman. So I don't really know what Andre Munford got going on. I'm not trying to say this guy did anything or was paid to do anything or anything like that. This is kind of strange. This is starting to get real spooky, you know. Nevertheless, Mr. Munford also told police that the crime scene was very unusual. Not crime scene, that the scene was very unusual. What do you mean the scene was very unusual? Like, can you clarify what you meant by that? What was so unusual about the crime scene? That's a very weird statement to make. The scene was unusual. What was wrong with the scene and why was it unusual? That's what I would like to know. So I did the numbers on very unusual. And very unusual syncs up with Rico Sacrifice, Brian Baby Williams, and Dark Cloud in Atlanta. I'm starting to notice a weird pattern here throughout this entire situation. You know, and it's like the writing is written on the wall, and what's understood don't gotta be explained. But let's talk about this Dark Cloud in Atlanta. See, it's a curse in Atlanta. And I'd like to call it the Atlanta music curse. And this curse was started and initiated around about the time that the failed assassination attempt on Lil Wayne happened. And then the death of Big Nut is what really sparked it off. And this Atlanta music curse is directly tied to TIG, which is Think It's a Game, and YSL. Let's take a look at this picture right here. Big Nut, dead. Rich Homie Quan, dead. YFN Lucci, incarcerated on RICO charges. Lil Keed, dead. Young Thug's baby mama, dead. Young Thug's sister, dead. Crazy, right? But I was able to find out some information to give an accurate assessment on the number of people that actually lost their life behind this war. And over 50 people lost their life behind this beef. 50 people. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We talking about 50 people. So what kind of death magic is going on here? That's why I said it's the Atlanta music curse. I just wanted to point that out. But let's get back to Rich Homie Quan. Let's get to his girlfriend. Oh, you thought you got away? Nah, shawty, you ain't get away. Come here, let me holler at you. So, Amber Williams, Rich Homie Quan's girlfriend. Why does Amber Williams sync up with Think It's a Game, Jeffrey Williams, Atlanta Music Curse, YSL Rico, and YSL? Shawty, don't let me find out you've been playing both sides now. You know, why is your name syncing up with YSL, Jeffrey Williams, and all this? Not to mention, your last name is Williams. So, is you and Young Thug related? I don't know. I'm just asking. But I find it mighty strange that both of y'all got the same last names. What's the odds of that? Because we do know a lot of this stuff be tied together behind the scenes. Y'all let me know what's going on. I'm gone.